Hey there everyone, my name is Mokish Capno from the Guides of All Games. Back with some more. I guess more MCC, yeah, that is true, technically, but yeah, so I know I kinda just did Halo 3, like I played this and then I did Crystal, and it's like, I didn't really do much in between, but it's like, I mean, ODST is almost like, just like almost like an expansion, essentially, right? It's like, Lord of Destruction to Diablo 2. It's kind of just more Halo 3, and that's kind of the great thing about ODST, in a way. So, I'm just going to go right in. We're not even going to bother with Mombasa Streets. We're just going to go straight in. No scoring. Of course, it's going to be Legendary. ODST's Legendary is generally a little easier than Halo 3, I'd say. A little bit easier. Like, it's different is the thing, because we'll keep these 4 skulls on, but I usually like to have tough luck on, just because like I like it makes it just like a little bit more engaging, not necessarily like actually kind of makes things more predictable because AI will pretty much always dodge. But we're gonna keep things vanilla. Oh, whoops! I'm at the wrong rally point right now. Let me just double check recon. Actually, no. We're good. For a second, I was like, is that the first one? Like, yeah. That's not the one you found. That's the one you're going to find here. Actually, I wonder if I should do it from... I don't know how that works. So, if you don't know, Mombasa Streets is fairly, like... There's obviously a lot to talk about with that, but Mombasa Streets is fairly unique in that you can do the missions in, like, it's not linear. You can do certain missions in, like, different orders. Like, you always find the recon helmet first, but then the turret and the optic are found... You can find either of these first, and then once you get both of these, then you can do the detonator, the sniper, and the biofoam in any order. And then from there, I believe you have to do... You have to find these 3. I think my order might be slightly muffed up, but Data Hive is always last, and then Open City is just everything's open, you can find everything. But I guess since I don't actually know, what makes more sense is to just do the first mission, and I'll just skip it, and that'll guarantee that it puts me right into the business. ODST is another one of those like Halo games where the story's actually like pretty nice. Like it's nothing like... It's not quite as like it's funny to say it's political as... Oh yeah, I forgot that because this is part of ODST, this like plays on the title screen, so you get they included this, which is nice. At least they tried. Unlike with some other stuff, like like the credits and stuff of every Halo game in here, where like they didn't really try at all to implement it. But it's nice they at least included this. But I mean, yeah, ODST story is not quite as like... It's like I was gonna say, it's funny to call it political in a sense. Like it kind of is. That's like, I don't know if that's necessarily like the best word for that, but you know what I mean, right? There's a lot of like the Covenant side of Halo 2 story is really interesting because there's a lot of that like backstabby added like energy in there. And obviously that's not in this game, but there's still like they kind of do like when Joe Staten gets a chance to do a character-driven story, he does a pretty good job of it, honestly. Like he does it in his way that you could definitely tell was missing from Halo 3, because he barely worked on 3, unfortunately, which is kind of why 3's story is a bit of a weird like mess around the edges. We're just gonna skip everything. Someday I might do a more like story-driven playthrough where I'll play on like normal and just fuck around with shit and stuff too. But yeah, ODST is pretty rad. I like this. Like I said, the story is not quite like... I would put ODST right below 2 as far as the story goes. Like ODST story is real nice. Like I like the characters are very well written, despite the fact that they, like every Halo game, they don't quite get as much screen time as they might want. But I feel like, unlike in, say, Reach, for example, they may do very well. That's one thing that, when we get to Reach, I will point out that Reach's characters kind of suffer from just not quite having enough screen time, but like they still do a decent job in Reach too, but they do a better job in this game, I feel like. Oh, that's interesting. So even though I'm on Legendary, unlike in vanilla ODST, I'm pretty sure you only do this on easy and normal. But I guess in this game you just always do this, even though I'm on Legendary. Maybe. I'm not 100% on that. Don't quote me on this. I actually don't remember. I think I just reduced my fall damage there because I landed on this like little lip. But yeah, so fun fact, fun fact if you didn't know, ODST brought back health. Or like it brings back a lot of mechanics because it gets to be a single-player only game expansion of Halo 3, they get to do a lot of things because they don't have to necessarily incorporate anything into multiplayer. So, like, health packs can exist because they don't have to put that into a multiplayer map and balance shit around that. And obviously they can also have fall damage again, which is quite nice. I'm not sure if I prefer fall damage or not, but I think it's more interesting to have maps with this in mind. And this is kind of your bread and butter of ODST right here. Is brutes are very, like, they're still tanky like in Halo 3 when they have no shields, but they're unlike in vanilla Halo 3. A big thing with this game is that they really brought back the whole shields are weak to energy weapons but resistant to like ballistic weapons. And it's very obvious, like when, like just with this first encounter, because that brute's shields took a whole clip and a little bit more to take out with my SMG. Oh man, there's so much to talk about just like to begin with, man. But like, I guess let's talk about these weapons. Like the SMG and Auto Mag are, I specifically the Silence SMG and the Auto Mag are like the replacements for like the regular SMG and the Magnum from Halo 3. And once again, because this is a campaign-focused story, like game, little expansion, they can do interesting things with these weapons. So the Auto Mag in particular is a very, very extreme weapon because it cannot really do damage at all. Like if I tried to use this to destroy that brute shields, I probably would have used the entire, like my entire ammo reserve, and it probably still wouldn't have destroyed its shields. Because I think like it does, I don't remember the numbers. I think it does like 5 damage per shot. And then brute shields take like half damage from ballistic weapons. So it would do like 2.5 shots. So like it probably would just barely not be able to break its shields with like the full thing I had. Oh boy! So what they really like for you to do in this game is this, where like they really want you to get a good 2-weapon setup, where like the SMG is not great at breaking brute shields, but it's obviously still like pretty decent. It's still decent at it considering that brute shields in general are much more resistant in this game. Like they take half damage from basically everything that is considered a like ballistic weapons. Like basically every human like regular gun that just shoots bullets is bullet slow, right? That whole thing from Halo 2 and 3. They shoot bullets slow, which does produce damage. And because of that, one thing they did bring back in this game is this: the plasma rifle is reskinned to be red, to be like, oh, it's the brute plasma rifle, but it actually behaves exactly the same as the regular plasma rifle does from 3. It's just a reskin, but it is nice. I like that they went to that attention. Like they didn't have to. It's nice that they brought it back because obviously there's still no elites in this game. At least not in like vanilla. They brought them back for MCC, specifically for Firefight. Not that they're particularly, like, honestly, they're not that great to fight. I don't enjoy fighting the elites in this game. But, you know, they're there. You'll also notice we can hold 3 grenades in this game, which is a nice little thing. Which lets you be a little bit more aggressive with grenades, I feel like. Ugh! I'm stuck on nothing! We gotta be careful though, because this guy's a brute shot. We all know how insane brute shot elites or brutes are. They do a lot of damage. Woof! I think that's everything. They're like, even though Halo 3 ODST has pretty much the same sandbox as vanilla Halo 3. I keep saying vanilla. I don't know why I'm saying vanilla, because I don't know. The sandbox is exactly the same, except like a handful of weapons don't exist. Like, there's no sentinels, so there's no sentinel beam. And there's no elite, so there's no energy sword. But otherwise, the sandbox is pretty much the same. However, even though it's pretty much the same with the inclusion of the silenced SMG replacing the regular SMG, and the automag replaces the Magnum, but the weapons behave like ODST really leans into like making everything feel like its own distinct thing. Like, people complained about Halo 3 sandbox sometimes feeling like a little samey across the board. Like, just as a random example, right? Halo 3 basically has like 3 like run-of-the-mill automatic weapons, you could say. It has the assault rifle, the SMG, and the spiker. They all basically are your standard, I shoot things and it does damage, and they all use the same damage type and whatnot. So like, that's why I don't include the plasma rifle in there, because the plasma rifle has a different damage type. But obviously it also has this really nice little like nav map that you can use. I find that you don't tend to have to use this much, but if you're like, obviously if you're exploring the if you're looking around for, you know, the whatchamacallit, the audio logs, the ability to place nav points is quite nice. But it is kind of funny because I feel like since it automatically does these, it's not that big a deal. Like, the open map of this is quite nice. It's a interesting thing to have. Because as an interesting quirk of this nav is that you can see enemies on it because you don't actually have a radar anymore. You don't have a motion tracker no more in this game, which is an interesting little thing. Alright, you can see we don't have a motion tracker. You can see enemies on your map though, so you can still like look around. Obviously, if you're doing this though, you have to stop and like look. You can also have, like, the game is very like hand-holdy at first, just like get you into it, but it pretty quickly just kind of lets you do your own thing. Although it does kind of like to do this where like sometimes it can be a little aggressive with being like, hey, do you want assistance, if you're playing a little like slow, I guess. But like, there's so many things to talk about. Like ODST, like, I think ODST might have the best like campaign sandbox in this series. Yeah, I honestly do. Like, I think Halo 1's a little funner to play for the most part, but like Halo, like, it's kind of hard to say that ODST doesn't have the best sandbox, because like it really does feel like every single weapon has something that it does that feels distinct and like can be useful somewhere, and like is like you know, like it's useful in some way that other weapons just can't be. Like, an obvious thing is that because we're in ODST, our melee attack is noticeably weaker. I forget what the exact number is. I think our melee now does 45 damage. I believe that's the number. And for reference, in Halo 3, your basic melee does 70 points of damage. So like, you're doing almost half as much damage. Some people like to complain that... Ooh, get out of here. Some people like to complain that... Jeez. You guys are like rats. I can't see any of y'all. Get out of here. Automag is obviously very, very, very good in this game, but like, it's very much a you pick off weaker enemies with it sort of thing because its damage is low, so it's a little hard. Like, it's very good against brutes if you have another weapon that's good for stripping shields, but like, that's like the interesting thing about this. Like, I'm so glad that they brought back a good like long range pistol, but they didn't just make it like. It's not just your utility weapon, because another weapon, the other weapon I forgot to mention that's missing from this game is the BR. There is no battle rifle. Once again, it is in Firefight in MCC. Like, there's an option to include it specifically, but it was not in the original game at all, even in Firefight. In fact, the only weapon actually I can think of right off the bat that feels kind of pointless is this thing right here, the regular assault rifle. The assault rifle is in this game, but it's pretty much like it only shows up on a handful of spots in Mombasa streets, and like it's Buck's like weapon that he always starts with, but it doesn't show up in Firefight at all, and it barely shows up even in the campaign. So it's more just the assault rifle shows up because it's a weapon for Marines to have. Basically, that's essentially all it is. Still not necessarily terrible, but I don't want this guy to like die and shoot me like that. I might as well carry it. So I think I'm not sure if MCC ever fixed this. In vanilla ODST, I keep saying vanilla, I don't know why. I guess that's my way of saying the original game before MCC even. In Legacy, I guess it would be a better word for it. In Legacy ODST, when you finish a mission, you actually keep the weapons that you had as the rookie. But I believe MCC, like, they never fixed this, where you'll always start with the SMG and the auto mag as if you're picking this mission for the first time. God, like, there's so much to talk. Like, I haven't even gotten into like all the the things. Like I love like this like the open streets of just you walk around and you look for the clues. Like it's not super in depth or anything like that, but it's really nice that they tried to do something different, and I think they do it pretty well. Like, what's really nice about the streets is that if you really want to, you can just walk around and fight stuff.
You gonna tell us her name, Gunny?
Like ODST, like. Things will just kind of keep respawning over time. There's actually a lot of unique encounters in the streets. You might not even realize if you don't take the time to walk around. Anyways, this opening is a little, I guess, difficult. What you want? Well, I guess let's pick up this assault rifle ammo here. Buck always starts with the assault rifle. There's automatic ammo here and a medkit. Once you jump down here, you're stuck. So we want to take out all these enemies from here first, basically. Be careful with the dropship. Once the dropship flies away, you're good. You can just kind of pew-pew with the grunts. The thing with the automag is that because it doesn't do very much damage, if you can't actually shoot at a grunt's head, like if their back is turned or if they're blocking their head in some way, like it doesn't make them flinch very easily, so it can be kind of hard if you can't shoot directly at their head. So it's a bit tricky in that regard. Like, one thing you'll learn to rue with this thing is that when a grunt is walking like that, where his back is turned to you and there's nothing you can do, because you can't shoot his head because his stupid backpack blocks your shot. So you have to kind of just wait for them to turn around if you want a good shot. And just like in classic Halo 3 fashion, there is some bullet travel time. I think the automag and the Silence SMG's bullets are generally pretty fast. I don't remember what their values are. I don't know if the SMG uses vanilla Halo 3's original SMG or not, because in Halo 3, one of the reasons why the SMG feels so much like more consistent than the AR, like the SMG fires less accurately than the assault rifle in Halo 3, but the bullets are like 5 times faster. I think it's like the assault rifle is like 80 world units per second, and then the SMG is 400 world units per second. Whether that's intentional or not, you know, one of the many weird like oddities of Halo 3 is stuff like that. But whether that's intentional or not, I don't remember if this game keeps that. The assault rifle actually is still pretty good for like you'd be surprised if you're shooting at a grunt, for example, who's just like standing still. You can kind of just do like this. You can see my bullets are actually hitting him. It's a bit weak because we're on legendary, so he's got, you know, more health, but I don't want to drop down until I know I can get something good. Because when you're playing on legendary, you pretty much want to drop this sucker right away, because the assault rifle kind of blows. It's really just the one weapon that it's like, there's no reason to use it. You can see, like, against like the weaker grunts, it's still like decent even at longer range. Because the big thing that always helps with these kind of things is that you shoot the enemy, and then as long as you do enough damage in a certain, you know, time period, it'll make them flinch, and then you can kind of just keep loading into them. Anyways, we're going to drop down, and there should be some stuff here. Definitely want to get a plasma weapon right away for the brutes here, because I believe they have carbines. And there's not a lot of cover here, so you have to kind of come by slowly here. Kind of a weird thing with this game, because we're a soldier, you can kind of see how when you crouch walk, you actually like bob up and down, which obviously you don't do as Master Chief. It is something to keep in mind. Oh, there's also this guy. You can use the overcharge, but at longer ranges, I like to just kind of do like this. One nice thing that they added is that, unlike in Halo 3, the brutes' shields actually flare when you shoot them, which is nice. I'm glad they brought that back. It's like a huge thing again. Like, it's one of those things that's like brute shields often kind of lacked a bit of feedback until you pop them. Can I get this guy? I think his shields are recharged already. Alright. I don't think this is gonna... Well, I mean, it would work eventually, but he's been a bit of a guy, so instead we're gonna try to... Is this guy. The thing with brutes is that they're pretty good at dodging the plasma pistol overcharge, so it can be a little inconsistent to use. Like, the plasma rifle, I feel like fares better than the plasma pistol for shield stripping specifically. Like, it's more consistent. Obviously the plasma pistol is still pretty good at it, but like it can be a little hard sometimes because, like, especially if you're playing firefight, because in firefight tough luck is always on. So brutes are actually like pretty good at dodging it. That's what leads to consistency issues. But since we don't have tough luck actually on, it's not as bad. It also means that they won't dodge my needles, which it takes more needles to overcharge, I believe, in ODST. It takes like, I want to say 10. But we can, I mean, let's grab that. Should I use the spiker? I mean, let's try it out for a little bit, I guess. So the spiker behaves pretty much the same as in Halo 3, but it has the stronger melee from Halo 3. In Halo 3, the spiker only does like 2 points more than a regular melee, but in this game it does 60 damage over the base 45. So it does have like a decently stronger melee. And unlike the regular melee, the spiker melee does force a hard ping on flesh, which the regular melee does not do that. So you can force an unshielded target to flinch guaranteed as long as you hit them.
Roger that. Thanks.
Is there any other Marines here? That is the 2. These guys are interesting because if you're playing on a lower difficulty and they live past this first encounter, they're actually scripted like in Quarantine Zone. You remember that one elite? These guys have the same thing. They're scripted to have their max HP set to 1, so they'll guaranteed die from any bullets, even on easy. There's like a weird thing. I'm probably not even going to get to use this because I think we go upstairs here. They recommend you go upstairs, and I would say definitely follow that advice. Because there's a lot of brutes here.
Please slow down.
What the hell happened here?
Final notice. Bill has due.
Oh! Oh! Yeah, there's our first death. Hey, guess what? Brute shots are still as nightmarish as ever. It's worth noting that even though you have a health bar, you actually have more health in this game than Halo 3. In Halo 3, you have 70 shields, 45 health. This game is 80-80.
Slow down.
You have 80 shields and 80 health.
Final notice. Bill has due.
Anyways, what's that brute shot guy? There he is. Look at this sucker. Get him. There you go. All right. Hey, they actually did pretty good, all things considered. One of the brutes might be coming up behind me. One of them, sometimes one of them likes to come up, like, they immediately run up here when they see you. I forget if there's anything up top. The Spiker is still probably the weakest. Well, I mean, it's better than the Assault Rifle, I'd say, at least, because it has the stronger melee. In Halo 3, the three weapons are all pretty much equivalent. I think the Spiker is still generally the worst of the three, because it obviously suffers from being a projectile weapon, while the others are, like, well, I mean, they're all projectile technically, but the Spiker is obviously much, much slower. Versus the SMG and Assault Rifle, which bullets are, like, very fast. Especially the SMG. So you don't have to worry about travel time as much. Also, this is a pretty good vantage point. Let's do this. You can see how, while the Automag isn't a great brute killer a lot of the time by itself, it's still obviously fantastic for just cleaning up grunts. And as long as you make sure to lead your shot just a tiny bit at distances when they're moving, you'll hit your shots pretty, like, regularly. We'll probably see more Maulers later. We'll stick with the Spiker because I want to show it off. I don't know if we'll get a chance because, like, the thing is that even though you're a little tougher technically than Halo 3, but, like, damage types matter more. And obviously also you don't have a health bar in Halo 3, whereas you do in this game, so. Oh! Dude, they just punched that guy. Did you see that? It was like a little whop. That was awesome. Good job, guys. Alright, I think at this point, there's like a certain trigger volume here that'll like set them to 1 HP. Usually I don't even see them last this long on Legendary, but I'm doing pretty good. I also got lucky there. Usually that guy's staring straight at you and you can't... Like, the annoying thing about grunts, right? It's the same thing in Halo 3. They're so short you can't headshot them, which means the Automag actually kind of sucks for this little encounter against that turret guy. There is a battery next to him, but on Legendary, even the battery explosion doesn't kill him. Anyways, at this point, these Marines will still follow you, but they die in one shot at this point. Like, notice how I just got a checkpoint? I'm obviously going to revert that. I'm not an asshole. I just wanted to show that off. That's one thing I do know. Okay, get that guy immediately. There are jackals over here, and I think one of them at least has a sniper rifle, so you want to be careful about that. The pistol is very good at dealing with jackals, as long as they aren't putting a needler. Needler jackals are actually kind of a new thing in this game, and they're a pain if they have a needler, because the needler can actually block your bullets. Rip. See what I mean? You'll also notice that our grenades have a completely different arc in this game, because you throw kind of more like a Marine does, right? You throw overhead instead of straight at them, which I imagine is... I don't know if it was like they did that with the idea of you are a Marine and not in Spartan, or if it's just like they just wanted to change it or something, you know what I mean? Like, don't know if it was to help you, to hurt you, or just to change things up. I don't know, but I guess since we're here, let's walk over here and get the new dialogue.
The dead elites.
What do you mean?
Looks like a family feud, like they were killed by brutes. Is there something I should know?
It's classified.
Ah, some things never change.
Okay, there's a grenade over there. Is there a jackal sniper up here? I forget if this is only on Mombasa streets or if this is here too. Okay, there is a sniper up here, but he doesn't have a sniper rifle. I think if you come to this exact spot during the rookie sections, there is actually a sniper rifle for you. So you obviously also have to be very careful because you do have fall damage now. So if you just run into places all willing, if you like try to jump, you might take some damage. And the big thing in this game is that even though you have more, like it's funny, this is something that people complain about. Like technically, you have more health than Master Chief, but it's also obviously much more like, if you take damage past your shields, you're keeping that damage until you find a health kit. So it's not like it's just free, like it's just easier. Like you gotta be careful for like longer scenarios, basically. Oh god. It definitely pays to take your time. Ooh! If you can help it. Just because, like, the perma damage can be a big deal. And, like, you'd be surprised. Like, even though you have more health, people like to say, like, oh, you're like a tank in this game. And it's like, you can still die very, very fast if you're not careful. Especially because, obviously, the EMP still can, you know, drain your state. Like, they call it stamina, but it's essentially just shields. Yeah, the Spiker at close range is still pretty good at like killing the lower rank enemies, and the fact that it has the strong punch means it's surprisingly good for cleaning up in like extreme close quarters if you can just whop them. Of course, the one of the struggles is that obviously on Legendary you don't have as many opportunities because it can be kind of scary to get into close quarters and just potentially be like kind of like you just end up taking permanent damage for no reason. I'm just gonna do that. Get you out of there. As you can see, the Automag is kind of the king of just cleaning up encounters. Somebody wanna like come over here? Get down from there. Stop! He's like, they're like distracted, they're like gonna like pincer me here. Nice, alright. I saw a sniper over here. Look at that. Gonna immediately clean that out. I played most of these like there are some new brutes and stuff and some differences with brutes I haven't even mentioned, but most of the regular enemies are basically exactly the same. Like, all the other stuff is pretty much the same, at least. Like, as far as grunts and jackals go. But, yeah, so because the Spiker has the stronger melee, it is a weapon that's worth keeping around, even if you're out of ammo, because, like, you can just kind of punch something. Anyways, we're gonna see if I can fish for this guy to overheat his gun. I forget what... There we go. Boom! Once you get a good solid hit, there you go, ups down. There is a Mauler. I'm taking my sweet time on this because I'm just trying to like enjoy myself. ODST's Legendary does kind of encourage you to take your time, just because of the limited health. You want to be careful, but we'll take a plasma rifle for this, I think. Plasma rifle, obviously, like, the plasma rifle is even better in this game than it is in 3, despite the lack of, like, flood to shoot at, because it's still pretty good against most enemies, and it's especially good against brute shields, which is, like, a big deal in this game, so it's nice to have that. Is this guy a beam rifle? Oh no, it's still here. Alright, I'll take the beam rifle, actually. Because beam rifles are not super common in this game, so I might as well use one while I can. And speaking of not super common, we'll grab Carbine too, because Carbine is still in this game, and they actually made it even better in this game. It does a little bit more damage per shot. I think it does like 12.5 damage per shot, up from, I want to say it does, is it 11 damage or 10 in Halo 3? I forget. I'm not sure if there's any health kits here before you like go the next area.
Through this door.
I guess we'll just
Switch down here
keep
somewhere.
going now. We're missing a bit of health, so you gotta be careful about that. This particular encounter is gonna be quite something else. They give you a carbine here too.
Cut through this building. Hit him from behind.
But yeah, this area is like, this is like, we're already almost done the level, but this area is like a huge, like, this area is hard. There are a lot of enemies here, and there are like, there's like several Jackal snipers.
Too late. They spotted me.
Like, they are ready to eat your shit.
Talk to me. Don't move. I'm coming. You hear?
Get out of here. The carbine still obviously isn't just a better automag because it's less accurate, and especially a big thing is like you have to find Jackal snipers with carbines or occasionally brutes with carbines as well. Like sometimes they'll place on the map, but like especially in firefight, you're not gonna naturally get beam rifle or like carbine ammo without killing something for it. Get him! There we go. Nice. I want to be careful because there are Jackal snipers here. We just saw one hit. I feel like Jackal snipers are a little more aggressive, which is a good thing because it means that they're more likely to like see you pop out and then fire like shots that don't do anything and like give you time to shoot them. It's also worth noting that you can actually take a sniper shot in this game because you have enough health, but they will, like, one shot will still cut through your health. Like, I think it'll do, like, most of your health. So you can only really live if you're at pretty much full health. So you do have to still be careful. I don't know if this will ever come up, but there's kind of a quirk in this game, too. I've mentioned in the past, like, probably, if you've ever watched, but if you don't, there is a field in a, like, I forget if it's in the, I think it's in the model tag, right? Yeah. Where it's called parent takes damage for child, which essentially means anything that's like attached to me, if that field is set, it means I will take damage if that attachment is shot as well. This has like a whole host of like other weird things with it, but the big thing to keep in mind is that it means that if I have, you know, parent takes damage for child set in whatever model I am, it means, for example, if they shoot my gun, I'll take damage. However, I believe the player ODST does not have that field set. For some reason, like, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it means that I've had scenarios where I was holding a sniper rifle and a Jackal sniper shot me, and I felt the rumble because it, like, rumbles when it hits you. And, like, you can tell because, like, you can see the shot go right at you, but your sniper rifle actually can block the shot, and you don't take damage. Like, that is like a kind of a quirk of this game. Anyways, there he is. There might be a Jackal sniper still out here. There he is. Jackal snipers can still block shots as well, so if you shoot their gun, they'll just kind of eat that shot, so you have to be careful about that. Ugh. As you can see, I've been taking this area nice and slow because despite how many things I've been cleaning out, there's still a lot of enemies here. Nice thing about the beam rifle is that you'll see this later on, but because the beam rifle is still an energy weapon, it doesn't do reduced damage to brute shields. The sniper rifle human version actually does get nerfed into doing only half damage because it still uses like the bullets. It's a ballistic weapon, so it does half damage to brute shields. This does mean that the regular sniper rifle is a little worse at dealing with brutes. It's still fairly strong, and you find generally when you have a human sniper, it has a lot more ammo. Like you usually get like a full sniper rifle, so it's not that big a deal, but it is something to keep in mind. Immediately he's like, "Oh, I'm out of here." Just gets off the turret. All right. I haven't even mentioned, like, we have the visor mode, which is basically like a night vision sort of dealio. It makes things glow in the dark, and it doesn't get as much use in the daytime levels, but you can still obviously use it in the indoor sections. It's still very useful there. Ugh! Careful! Alright, so once we approach up here, I believe everything's dead. I think we get a checkpoint here, but once you walk up here, get a checkpoint. Hey, look, the door's opening. I wonder what that is. Hey, look, it's a pair of hunters. they put those cars right there to make sure you can see them. Just smash them out of the damn way.
No, I do not have time for this.
You may have noticed just from seeing that hunter is gold, and that is because ODST also brought back the regular flak hunters, the flak cannon hunters that shoot just a shot at you instead of the beam. But they also have the regular ones. This is the only game in the series to have both like this. And as you can imagine, they're pretty nasty in this game with your like somewhat limited health. Especially because like I wanted to punch me, but it's like I can't. You want to still get them into this loop of playing bull with them, but it can be a little tricky. Obviously, especially because the one with the flat cannon can just blow us up if he wants to. Okay. There we go. Just weakened enough that I can finish off the punch. I've had a lot of trouble. You can have a lot of trouble with hunters in this game. The trick is what I just did there. You want to approach them. It can seem a little counterintuitive, but you want to approach from the side that their shield is on, because when they swing it, right, they swing wide towards their gun. So if you try to approach from the other side, you'll get hit pretty much every time, and they pretty much on Legendary will just like annihilate you. But if you approach from the shield side, you can usually get through. Sometimes, depending on how they like approach you, they might still hit you. And if they hit you, they'll knock you like away because you're lighter than the Master Chief. And I think in general their punches are also stronger in this game. Like you could see how they sent those cards just flying away.
Attention, travelers. Lost items can be
But yeah, the carbine and beam rifle are pretty much the same as they were in Halo 3. They're very good. Carbine has, like I said, it's slightly buffed. It shoots slightly stronger shots. This is to, of course, compensate for the fact that it's basically the premier power. Like, it may as well be a power weapon as far as this game is concerned. It's the power weapon utility gun. It's basically an upgrade over the automag for the most part, with the one thing being it's less accurate, obviously, just like in Halo 3. And you have to find it off of enemies for the most part, or just find it around the map. You never are like, they never just give you like a carbine, pretty much. I mean, obviously they do sometimes, like even in this level, there was the one they give you at the start of that section. But yeah, the regular hunter and the classic, like internally, it's literally called the classic hunter. Should I just play? I'll play one mission at a time, like before. So I guess we'll end things here. God, I want to keep talking though. There's so much to talk about. There's so many little changes. Like pretty much everything they changed is better in this game than in Halo 3. I feel like they so improved on everything. Like, oh, they actually did. Okay, I take it back. So maybe it's because I have scoring turned off that it works properly. That would be my guess. Because I know that if you run through with scoring on, you'll just get set back to SMG pistol every time. I think when you approach here, there'll be a pair of grunts down here. Boop, bap. That's good. And I mean, just listen to that song. This song, I think, is called Rain. I believe that's the name. God. Marty O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore went fucking nuts on this soundtrack. The ODST might actually be the best Halo soundtrack. Like, it is absolutely cracked. Like, I think, personally speaking, I still probably would prefer... Like, if you ask me what my favorite is, it's still probably Halo 2, but... ODST has so many, like, banger songs. And, like the mood of just, like, this. While listening to this song. And then, like, now you get to actually see the, like, the open world shit. Huh. It's saying I can only do Uplift Reserve. Does it actually make you do Uplift Reserve? I thought you could do Kazingo Boulevard. Maybe not. I don't remember. If you can't, if MCC might force you into a linear order, I don't actually know. Like this song right here, Rain. Honestly, it's one of their best work. It's like one of the best Halo songs, period. It's so good. It like the only thing I can complain about is that it's too short. You know, I wish it was longer. Ugh. There's a lot of like this area to just walk around and like you can just find stuff everywhere. Like there's no enemies here, but like if I just walk around and look around, you know you might find like they really like to like just put random grenades in little corners. There's just like might just be a random gun here. Like let's look around. Why not? Before I end things off. Oh, this is like literally where we ended the last like the mission we just played. God. Like pretty much every complaint I could possibly have about Halo 3 is just like, nope, ODST fixes it. Sandbox feels a little samey at times. Yeah, ODST makes every weapon feel unique and useful. You know, it's like, oh, the brutes are a little samey. They actually did do a little bit to kind of differentiate brute ranks a little better in this game. Although, honestly, that is one of the few things is brutes still kind of feel the same. They did do some changes. I didn't even mention it, but a huge thing with brutes is that unlike in Halo 3, when you kill, like, there's a lot of, like, just if you just run around Mombasa's streets, right? You'll run into a lot of squads that are just, like, it'll be, like, a brute captain of some kind, and then just, like, groups of grunts or jackals of some kind. And a big thing that is different in this game is that when you kill, if you kill every other dude in the squad except for the brute, instead of just, like, either berserking or just kind of doing nothing, the brutes are, like, pretty much, like, they'll just move towards you. Like, they'll aggressively move towards you, but they don't berserk move towards you. So, like, they'll move towards you more aggressively, but, like, not in a, like, I'm berserking sort of way. They'll just kind of do whatever. Or, you know what I mean? They won't just, like, hang back. Like in Halo 3, you can kind of just sit back and pick off enemies, like, you know, most games in the series kind of let you do, but in this game, brutes will actually, like, kind of charge towards you if you kill all their buddies. Like, if you do the standard strategy of kill all the weaker enemies first and then pick off the... You know, you pick off the grunts and jackals and then you kill the brute last. The brute will charge you, and that's different in this game. That was not like that in Halo 3. It's like an in-between between berserking and just not berserking. Like it's kind of a minor, like they don't bring attention to it. Like obviously it's not like they ever were like, hey, check out brutes, they're different now. Like they never brought attention to it, but like it's a little thing that goes surprisingly far in making brutes just feel a little more different to elites. Obviously there's these suckers.
Hello, traveler. Mombasa welcomes you. Anxious? Stressed? Please remain calm.
Like this is another huge thing. This game has like a whole like secondary story under the hood of just this story of Sadie basically just escaping the city when it got attacked by the Covenant. And like this whole little story is very nice, and like you can see here, a lot of people don't realize this is a thing, but oh whoops, I accidentally mashed A because it's telling me, it's like press blah blah blah, get out of here. You can also see your objectives here, which is nice. Just like a little extra. You can see what you've done too, which is nice.
The Mombasa Transit
Just in case it's been a while since you've played, you can see that you've actually done some stuff. But this basically plays out like, if you actually sit in here and look at it, it plays like a graphic novel essentially. Like every little bit, you get like this nice little detailed picture.
final destination.
Magongo, if I don't get caught. Hell, if I do.
And it's another one of those things. Like this story is not
1, 2.
like you don't have to engage with it at all because you can only it's basically your main reason to actually explore the Mombasa streets,
2, Old Mombasa. Now
because there are 29 audio logs to find throughout the whole thing, and they're like, you'd be surprised, they're pretty well hidden. As a kid, I definitely struggled to find all the audio logs. It took me forever, although the game
emergency stop.
kind of also, like, if you actually know what to look for, the game gives you a lot of like nice little hints. Like you may not have noticed, but when we walk by here, obviously it glows if you have your visor on, but even without the glow, like nearby objects are like different while there's an audio log in that phone, for example, right? The little like machine there was like spitting out cards, and like I think the car up here is like it has the alarm, the car alarm is going off, but once you find it, it goes away, because that's basically, you know, Virgil, the superintendent, who tells you, like, he like hints towards that stuff by like alerting stuff. Like you can see like all this kind of stuff everywhere. Like, and it's kind of the reason why I kind of complained about the hand holding of being able to press up and down to just tell you where to go, because the game actually does a fantastic job of showing you where to go just through the environment. Right, the superintendent of the city literally tells you where to go through just the map, because he shows you stuff like this. You know, keep right, go this way to reach the next area. And we're at kind of a dead end here. You can't go anywhere else from here. But you can see like where we can go next. And it's kind of a shame that all this like cool little like map design and like little like storytelling through the map can be defeated by just pressing up on the D-pad and having the game tell me where to fucking go. I hate, that's my one complaint with the map. I hate that they just have a button that tells you where to go. It's not like you even really need the map designer, like the things, because like I can just look at the map and go, oh, the next nav point, like the area where I can find something, is just right over there. So I know if I just go south, if I just keep heading in this direction, I'll eventually kind of find it anyways. It even tells you on the HUD up there, right? Because you have a compass. It literally, like, the compass literally tells you what direction you're facing. Like, I don't know. That's a pet peeve of mine. It's like, have some trust in both your players and in your own work. Like, there's already the map that tells you where to go. Like, do you really need the button that also can tell you where to go? Like, it's silly to just ruin that like that. But I digress. I guess we'll end things here. God, like, there's still so many things I can talk about. Like, I don't know if I've ever even really talked about this too much during the Halo 3, but, like, I really do. Like, ODST's campaign is so great. It's very arcadey, and I will say, I know some people don't like, they wish that it was more, it leaned more into the idea of you're a weak little ODST, but, even though I get why people complain about that, I really love the arcadey campaign. Of just, like, everything is, like, so much more, like, everything feels like it was designed with something in mind. Like, everything feels useful, all the weapons feel useful, everything feels like it has a purpose. All the enemies feel more distinct in this game. Like, the brutes, like, they do a better job, I feel like, with the brutes, because brutes tend to show up, like, it's kind of like in the Halo 3, but, I don't know, like, it's hard to describe. And obviously the fact that they, you know, have the classic hunters, and we haven't seen them yet, but drones will show up later, and drones are totally different in this game. Like, they have a whole hierarchy system. Like, I think Halo 3 just has, like, drones, and it might have drone majors. I don't remember, but ODST has, like, drone minor, drone major, drone ultra, drone captain major. It has 5 different ranks of drones, and they're all, like, different. It also has in one of the last levels, there's a special type of drone called drone, like, pupa, I think, or it's just like it's basically like a newborn drone that like dies in like one shot from everything. I digress. That'll be it for this part. See you guys later.